Hello, true art believers, and welcome to it's tonight's live art stream. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world, and you are watching day 248 of 300 Days of Drawing. Today, we're going to go over the process of how I do a cactus drawing. I've done roughly 100 plus of them, so I have a little bit of an idea how to do a cactus drawing, mainly a specific type of cactus drawing. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hit this little cool, nifty, difty, swifty button here. And we're going to start and begin. How about that? All right, welcome everyone. So before I begin, what I like to do is I like to hit my little handy dandy little time lapse button right here on my phone, time lapsing it up. And so what I'm going to do, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go all the way down. We're going to use this brush here. It's a hard edge brush that's supposed to be, yeah, nice. And it's going to be, we're going to do this. And we keep it very simple. So what you want to do for the cactus drawing is you're going to start out by making a kind of like a pot. So I'm going to just do like a simple little pot shape. And I'm not going to get into perspective for these drawings. So, just basically make a little block shape here like this. Doesn't have to be good because you're not going to really work with that later on. So you're just going to do like a kind of like a perspective pot here. Maybe make it really deep like this. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The reason why it doesn't have to be perfect is because you actually want it kind of like messed up. You want it kind of inconsistent because the way that this kind of drawing works is we want to keep it very loose. And then from here, we just basically we're going to draw basically a very simple kind of like shape here, like this. And then you're going to do a circle like that. And I'm going to put in a little bit of a trim here to kind of create a raised pot like that. Kind of do that and that. Now we're not getting into that type of specifics. Now from here, we just add some arms like this. Put an arm right here and then another arm like this. Very simple. As a matter of fact, that's a little bit exaggerated. I kind of like that. So I'm going to do another arm like this. And let's press V. We're going to move it in here. Press T. Centered in. Make it larger like that. And press T again. I am pressing Control T to basically make it larger. Now from here, what I do is I use we do just a simple bright color. And I press G to kind of use the paint bucket or use purple today. And then I use the opaque brush, a hard edge brush to kind of there you go. Now from here, what we do is we just kind of make a shape. Doesn't really matter what the shape looks like. I typically do a rectangular shape. Kind of like a simple rectangular shape. And then I'm going to go on top of this. So very simple. What really makes this drawing is the texture. It's not the details. So I kind of keep it very simple on purpose because I like to keep it simple with these drawings. And I want to keep it simple because I want to be able to finish this drawing in a relatively short amount of time. I don't want to spend all this time creating although I don't want to spend all this time creating a cactus drawing. So kind of do something like that. And we're going to make a wacky shape for this one today. Yeah, we're just going to make a wacky shape. Just remove all the remainder colors here. Oops, zoom in like that. I'm going to zoom out. There we go. And there we go. There's our shape. Now, we're going to leave it like that for now. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on the colors of this pot here. And we're going to keep it very simple. I can't stress it enough. Keep it very simple. So I'm going to be using like a red color for the pot. Yeah. This is more of like an orange color, but we're going to keep it like a red color this time. We're going to use an eraser. And we're going to use the eraser and remove all of these lines here, or remove all the excess trim. And what I'm doing here is I'm pressing shift, and what shift does is it allows me to make straight lines. And I'm purposely being very loose with this drawing because it allows me to get this drawing done quicker. And the faster I'm able to get this drawing done, just the better, because I don't want to spend too much time on this drawing. Like there's a lot. It's just easier to kind of I don't want to create this this drawing that I'm spending all this extra time working on, because then you start focusing on like these details that are kind of like a moot point. You don't it doesn't really matter, like these details that you're focusing on. They're very minute. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. Get the outline here. There we go. There we go. And remove the outline. Now, very simple drawing. I'm actually kind of pushing the simplicity of it so that I can focus on the textures of this drawing. So I'm being very loose, not really worried about following the lines here. I'll erase some of it, but I won't do all of it. Yeah, I'll erase some of it. Press the E button, and we're going to erase some of these lines, but not all of them. And I'm not even going to be super meticulous with it, because I want the inconsistent edges that I'm getting here, because I think it's going to make for a more unique cactus drawing, because we have like these edges that make it more like a kind of like a raw cactus. Like it feels more organic. It gives it more of a makes it feel more like it goes with the style of cactus that I'm drawing, So those edges there, kind of nice, kind of give it a few of those more like that. Yeah, so that's kind of nice. We'll leave it like that. I like that rough feel to it. Now I'm locking these layers. I'm unlocking my back layers here. And what I want to do with this layer here is I want to center it. There we go. It's centered. And I want to make it larger. I'm going to center it again. Yeah, make it a little bit larger. I'm going to center it as well. There you go. And from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be locking the layer pixels, essentially. And we're going to just go to town here. So I'm locking the layer pixels. And I like to do these like sweeping colors every once in a while. I'm a fan of teal and yellow. I'm a fan of using vivid pinks. Maybe even do like a vivid pink right here. And then I'm going to use a black stripe. I like having a black stripe somewhere. It's just nice. It's like, because it adds like a contrast. And then maybe one right here. Yeah, I like that. And notice the black stripe on this right side here is kind of faded. So I leave that, and then we just lock the layer and then call that done. I don't overly focus on this shape or on these layers here, on the background shape, because sometimes I can get a little bit We're going to make this one larger. Yeah, that's what I want. Make it a little bit larger. Yeah. Because sometimes I get a little bit overboard with the background colors, and I don't like that. Oh no, should I have it smaller? No, we'll go back, make it larger again. Press T. Maybe not that large though. Yeah, I think that's good size. And here we just lock the layer of pixels, and I have a special brush it's not even my brush. I got it from this place called paintable.cc, and they just have this really nice brush that I use very very often, and it creates a nice little toothy texture. And I'm just going to basically make a kind of like a dark shadow here, really quickly, kind of jot that in there. And I'm being very loose and not overly thinking it, because there's times where I make this drawing and I make it into something that it's not. Like I make it more important than it really is. I put it into this category, and I overly I put it on a pedestal essentially, and I make it this. I have this idea of how I want it to look like, and sometimes it can affect the outcome of the drawing. So what I'm just trying to do is I'm just trying to be mindful of that type of feeling that's occurring, and trying to put that to the side. Oopsie daisy. Well, I guess that's going to be it. And now what I do is I add another layer. Nope, not that. Add another layer. And I basically connect these two layers so that I can create a kind of like a top tone here. We're going to be, oops, I don't know why it's doing that. My tablet's deciding it's going to go. My tablet's doing some weird, crazy stuff right now. It's like, hey, we're just gonna mess up your drawing right now. Don't mind me. It's gonna do that. We're just gonna start moving the canvas here left and right. Don't know why we want to do it, but we're gonna do it anyways. And I'm like, no, don't do that canvas, or don't do that tablet. And I'm like, blast you, tablet. And the tablet's like, ha ha, you deserve it. I'm like, no. Yeah. So right now I have like this pop-up thing. Go away. On the left of my, there we go. I need to go through some settings. All right. So my tablet's acting up. It's acting up, and I don't know why it's doing that. It's kind of like doing these weird activities. It's like there you go. Kind of just do something like this. I'm gonna make it actually really toothy. I'm not even gonna focus on it being really nice and clean. For this one, we're gonna kind of make it kind of toothy here. That's kind of nice. I like that little toothy effect. Very simple. Just kind of keep it that way. Rotate this real quick. Kind of do this like this. And we're going to rotate it again. And we're going to do this like this. Oh, no, don't want that. Again, not really focused on it being clean. It doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, when I start overly thinking about like making this like really clean, I typically make more errors on it. And so I don't want that. That's not what I want. And I don't know how I'm doing that. So what's happening is this is so funny. My tablet is thinking that I'm using my two fingers to spin it like this and that way, but I'm not. That's just the palm of my hand. I think I might need to invest on one of those nice little handy dandy like gloves that you put on your hand so it doesn't recognize your hand dragging on the tablet, and that's what's causing like certain effects to happen. So what I'm going to have is there's going to be a cast shadow coming from the left side to the right. Basically there's going to be a cast shadow coming this way. So as I'm anticipating that, what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of add like a darker tone here on this area to kind of give off the impression that there's like this shadow effect happening here, you know. And we're going to erase some of the some of this stuff right here. We're going to erase this here, erase this here, and keep it really sloppy. And then we're going to do another layer on top. Right, move another layer up top. There we go. And this is basically connect that. I'm actually slowing down quite a bit. Don't mean to be doing that, but this kind of happens. I'm going to darken this up a little bit. Darken this up a little bit like this. And some of my favorite things to do is to add just like some hyper saturated pink on the bottom. I like to do something like this, or I might do, let's do like a darker, like a brighter yellow on this edge here, then maybe something like that. And then on the blue, we'll add like some bright pink on the blue, kind of a little bit of like that and that. There we go. I like to do that for fun from time to time. I think it's kind of fun. And then do like a dark pink somewhere right here. And then maybe some dark yellow or kind of scumble like some yellow here for fun. And then that's it for that. Maybe all I'll do is put some yellow right here. I can't make up my mind. Oh! Can't make up my mind what I want to do. All right, we'll leave it like that. Otherwise, it can get a little bit cray. And I make it into one layer, so it's like this. One layer, and that's it. Yeah, I don't want to get too... I usually get... Sometimes what happens is I get too in-depth or too, like... What is it called? Like, decadent with all the colors, and it really doesn't make it better. It's just kind of like... You're just doing it to do it. Ooh, don't want that. And now we're going to do the sand. The sand usually goes pretty quickly. Let's kind of add like a tone like that. See, that's where I have that cast shadow effect. Do something like that. Maybe make it even darker over here. And then maybe make it a little bit darker too. And then what I'll do is I'll do something like that. And maybe add a little bit more yellow here, and then add something like this right here. It's very simple. And then what I might do for fun is we're going to do like this is something I don't know, I've never done before. I'm going to add like a little bit of this, a little bit of like a line here, a little bit of like that teal. There we go. And yeah, something like that. Now the next thing is we're going to lock that layer. So it's right, there's our sand. Now we're going to do the cactus. And what I do for this one is I use like an airbrush, and then I just kind of add details from there. So we're going to use this airbrush here, copy this layer here. Like that. Shadow. Something like that, right? Maybe add like a tone here, here. And that's it for that one. I actually want to now, and there we go. And now what we do is I use my texture brush again, and we basically start out by putting these dark lines on top of it. Very simple little dark lines here. Maybe a 25 pixels here, like this. And then kind of add these dark lines here, like that. I'm at 21 minutes. I don't have a lot. I don't want to spend too much more time on this. I want to try to get done in around 33 minutes. I'm probably going to end up being around 35 minutes because I got to put the um, the thorns in there, and that usually takes a little bit more, way more time than I'd like it to. And so basically, I just do these like little lines here, call it a day, and then we just start by from here. I just make a larger brush, and I go underneath those lines here to kind of create value, and just have those details kind of come out right here. So just kind of something like this, really simple stuff. Let's keep it very simple here, like that. And then I shrink the brush a little bit, and I kind of add this tone right here. So I'm basically kind of adding like some like transitional tones in between. How did I do that? I'm just adding transitional tones here in between and adding new layers. So I'm going on top of the previous layer a little bit by little bit and shrinking the brush. And then it's just going to get lighter and lighter as I go farther along in the drawing. And the process is very simple. I don't really change the process that much. The only thing that changes is the detail, how much time I spend on each one of these drawings. I don't really do anything like different. The only thing that changes is like how much time, the shape of the cactus, and the colors change from time to time. The process is similar from each one. Like it doesn't really that part doesn't change. So as you can see, I'm just changing the size of my brush. So as you can see, like this is my brush larger like that, and then I had it around 50 pixels here. So now it's like this size. And we're just kind of adding a variety of lines here, getting kind of loose. I'm going to try to be a little bit more looser. Me saying I'm going to get loose is actually going to work on a subconscious level. It's going to kind of force myself to kind of loosen up the strokes here because I don't want that type of that kind of restrictive drawing. This is not that type of drawing. It's kind of a very loose cactus, and that's what I try to do. Is I try to make it very loose. And it's been a while since I've done one of these, so I really can't like it's been a minute since I've done one of these, so I usually try to do one a week so I don't kind of forget the method. And then sometimes they're good and sometimes they're a little rusty because it's hard to tell if these are improving or not, because of the kind of like the small vacation between each one. So I think it's a good thing to do that though, like to kind of not do the same thing over and over again. And that's why I do these only once a week because I've done 100 of them straight, and I was like, you know what, I'm kind of done with this. I want to try doing other things and see where it takes me, and maybe I might be able to apply some of those new things that I've learned into these drawings, and maybe they'll get better. I don't know. Like this one feels really rigid. I can feel myself kind of stiffening up in certain areas, and I'm not really liking it, actually. I don't think the marks that I'm making are actually quite good, so, and that's how I feel about it, and that's okay. There's going to be days that you're not going to be as effective at your drawing, and today feels kind of like that. Nothing wrong with that. I know that we, as artists, if you're an artist and you're watching me draw and you might have these same feelings where you're not performing, as well as you could be, right? You're not doing the type of drawings that you want, or you're not as effective with the application of your mark making, et cetera, et cetera. This one's got some qualities I kind of like. I kind of like the jitteriness that I'm applying with some of the brush strokes here, but I don't really. It's not me. I think I like it, but also I don't like it because it makes me a little uneasy because I haven't done that type of jittery effect on my cactus drawings in the past. I've done it to some extent, but to not like this, to not in this type of manner here. So it's making me very uncomfortable. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on top and we're gonna go a little bit micro. We're at 26 minutes here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these tones here and we're gonna kind of blend some of this stuff together a little bit more, um, so it feels a little bit more consistent. And so I'm just basically using the eyedrop tool to kind of color test the surrounding brush or the surrounding tones, and we're just kind of blending some of these marks together a little bit more thoroughly so it feels a little bit more unified. And this is on top of that line drawing, or these lines. It's on top of these lines I've kind of put on here, so it's on top, and we're gonna kind of blend them together. Not using a blending brush, but just doing multiple like eyedrop tools because I don't want it to blend. I want it kind of a textured blend. I want the texture to kind of create a nice blending effect. So that's what I'm doing now, is kind of just adding these textures here and hoping that I can get a good, nice blend between all of them. So just kind of testing, testing the brushes here, kind of blending them in. Like that. Nothing too fancy. As a matter of fact, it's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm feeling a little bit nervous in the application of this. And that's fine too. I'm gonna make over here, we're gonna make this really dark. We're just gonna kind of create this really dark cast shadow here. So it's really, really dark on this side. Like a little cast shadow there. Kind of like that. And then maybe like add like a core shadow right here a little bit, kind of. Yeah. And what I want to do is I'm going to add one really, really, really bright color on top, or a really, really bright tone of green on these areas on like the side here. But I'm going to blend these tones together a little bit more. It's taking your time blending it. Probably taking way too much time on this because I'm already past my like desired time limit, and we're at 29 minutes. I think I'll be able to get done in like at around 35. That's that's like my that's usually where I kind of, that's like the standard. I really can't go much faster than 35 minutes. I used to be able to go a little bit faster, but then like I started getting a little bit more elaborate with the application of these cactuses, and then it just kind of slowed me down. Maybe I want to go real dark on this side too. Kind of add some contrast here. Make a dark core line here. Maybe something like this. All right. And over here, let's blend this a little bit more. It's a little sloppy on this side. I'm okay with this side being the way it's at, like what it looks like right now. But I think the other side feels a little bit sloppy, so we're gonna kind of blend this in. more. Like that. There we go, buddy. Looking sweet. Get her done. All right. And now some really, really bright green on the edges here. Just gonna add a little bit right here. Maybe like some bright green here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some of the background colors. So like this black background blue over here to my green. So add a little bit of like a dark blue here, some dark blue here. Look at that. And that what that does is kind of unifies the background tones with the foreground tones. So it's a little bit more bluish. We're gonna make kind of like a bluish cactus here. So some bluish tones here. Right. And that makes it kind of a little bit more close to it's just a way of kind of creating more unity with the piece. So adding some blue. Like that. Maybe I'll get a little bit of blue here. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe a little bit more blue right here. Maybe some reflective blue right here. And then some blue right here. All right. And I think that's it. Wait, let's add some blue on this area. Some blue. All right, and I think that's it. Yep, and that is it with the cactus. Now, thorns, really quick. Gotta go as fast. Let's see here. We gotta use hard edge, and we gotta use like a what pixels? Usually like 15 pixels sounds good. We'll use 15 pixels. Nope, we'll go 10. We'll go we'll do a 12.5. We'll do 13. 13 pixels. Let's see how we do. I haven't done thorns in a while, so we're gonna go zigzag. Thorns take me a little way longer than they should. That. All right, 33 minutes. So probably about 36, 37 minutes. I think that's about right. I didn't mean to take this long, but it's been a while since I've done one of these, and I already think I'm putting way too many thorns on this one. Maybe try to space it out a little bit more, make it feel like it's gradually having less thorns. I don't know. Vary it up like that. Whoa, that was my hand doing that. My hand did that. I don't know how I did it. I don't know. All right, here we go. Let's kind of add some more. That. So as you can see, it's very textured, not really detailed at all, and that's fine. We're trying to keep it simple and just focus on like the entire picture, not really worry about it being this great piece because it's kind of like an abstract cactus, right? It's a decent cactus. I'll probably like it a little bit later on. Typically, when I'm doing these cactus drawings, I since I've done so many of them, I have like an expectation, or I start over analyzing it. I'll think like, oh, I did way too many like thorns on this one, and then I look at it later on. It's like, you know what? I think that's about right. I think that's the right amount of thorns to be working on it. Um, and then yeah, so this is what day is this? Day 248. Yeah, almost done. There we go. Almost done, folks. And that is it. Bada bing, bada boom. Not bad. It's not bad for a cactus that I haven't done in a while. I do have to say, too many thorns. I might need a. I can never find a good medium. I found the more that I've done these cactus drawings, the more that the more like I start adding more and more of thorns as I go along in the process. So here we go. That is it. I'm going to zoom in here. And we're going to go put, let's see, P, zoom in right here, put a P21, day 248. Out of do I want to do that? Let's put day 248. Oh, what I press? Let's put day 248. All right, P28, day 248, pretty good. And that is my 103rd cactus drawing. I like to think I'm improving, but I'm probably not. There's a point where I'm kind of like stuck. I think in order for me to improve doing these specific cactus drawings, I'd have to spend more than 40 minutes on them. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's live art stream. Oops. I hope you enjoyed today's live art stream. That is it for the day. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world. Don't forget to subscribe and share the stream. Thank you so much for your time. I have to get going. Have a wonderful night.